we're lost in the desert mountains. Perfect.
Welcome, we are the Roving Vets. On this episode, we're going to be at the Arizona Hot Springs, or are we?
So we are now at White Rock Canyon in Arizona. It is pretty close to the Hoover Dam, Lake Mead area. We are going to go hiking today, and apparently there are hot springs here, so we did bring swimsuits. So if we get to that, then we'll get to it. So this is where we're gonna go today, White Rock Canyon, right outside of Lake Mead. We got the old Mav Man, we got Rab, and yours truly. Here we go. So the hot springs we're going to today, apparently comes with a warning that there might be people that are skinny dipping in the hot springs. So we haven't made it there yet. We just started our 3-mile hike there. But I guess we're going to see when we get there if there's a bunch of naked people. I mean, it is a gorgeous, beautiful day in December in Arizona. So at least we got that going for us. So here we are. Now is your decision. You go right or do you go left? Let's see, where's Rob going? Which way you going, dear?
Going to White Rock in the
So we're going this one. Look how pretty this is. There's Robin Maverick. It says that we found some petrified dinosaur turds. But, you know, who knows? Say maybe this is why it's called White Rock Canyon in places. I have a feeling we're gonna have a sleepy puppy tonight. They're way up there. I'm definitely breathing at this point. But look how beautiful this is. We got Robin Maverick way up there. He don't stop for anything. But me, I'm over here doing videos, taking pictures. You know, feel like I'm actually enjoying it. I don't see how he could, but I guess he is. He's just running through it. So that sign back there where it said, you choose one of 2 ways, it didn't really mean that. It really meant keep on the same path. The sign is just way out of the way to confuse you. That's how I'm taking it, because I'm pretty sure we just walked a mile in the wrong direction. But at least it's a pretty scenery. See all these little holes in the rocks? I'm almost wondering if it's the same as at Lake Havasu, because we were at Lake Havasu last week, and the guy there said that, the tour guide guy, because we took a boat tour, y'all saw that, I'm sure. But he said that all those little holes there in Lake Havasu were formed by volcanoes, by the magma. Lava, I guess it's lava once it's out of the crust, huh? Anyway, I'm wondering if it's the same here, because it's not that far of a distance between the two, so it's possible. I'll have to look it up, I guess. Now that we walked back, there's the sign, and we did take the right. Don't take the right. Apparently just go straight. But you can see how that sign telling you to go this way would be a little confusing since it looks like a path. Our best guesstimate is the fact that there's old mines back that way. So I'm assuming that was just from, that path was well worn from the workers who worked it, not to get to the canyon. So don't do what we did, and don't go about a mile in the wrong direction before you turn around. I got that on camera. Never really watched Star Wars. That wasn't something I did. But my little brother loves the first one, the Menace, whichever one's got Darth Maul in it. Anyway, this reminds me of one of the scenes in there where they're doing their pod racing through the sides of the cliff. It really looks similar to that part of the movie. You're just literally walking through what almost looks like the side of maybe 2 mountains or something. I don't know. Got Rob and Maverick up there. We got the Traveling Maverick. The Traveling Maverick up there has seen more of the United States than I'd say most Americans have at this point. You feel so small in the world out here. Wow. This is so pretty. It is so pretty through here. So we officially found the Colorado River Still ain't found the hot springs. Don't know if we're going to find the hot springs, but at least, I guess on the right side, at least we found some water. Well, we found some springs. Not sure how hot they are, though. It's coming up. Obviously, that's going uphill. That's going downhill. But yeah, now it's not as cold as the Colorado River down there. So maybe that's why it's hot springs, or I don't know. Maybe it's just run so far down at this point that it's just not as cool. I don't know. Guess we're about to find out. Pour my Tivas like I always do. But I will say the water is definitely getting warmer. So maybe we're getting closer. Well, I'm glad we got to this part of the trail with this one. You know. Beautiful? Yes. Ideal with a dog? Not even almost. This is why women live longer than men. He has a Maverick in his hands right now. And I know Maverick is freaking the heck out. He's not liking it. Oh my God. He made it at least. Nobody. Not something I would suggest ever in a million years with a dog. Don't do it. Well, we're out on the other side. Ooh, I got that on camera. Well, did you even bring dry clothes? I know I brought dry clothes.
What?
I'm just videoing you. I think I remember saying, probably leave Maverick. Let's do it first by ourselves. And then next time maybe bring Maverick. Rob said, nope. We're taking my dog. And he's about to get his head pulled off.
You think you can make it, buddy?
Come on, buddy. Well, we officially found something that we didn't think we were going to see today, giving me more indication that we could be lost. We got petroglyphs, but didn't see that anywhere on anything of where we were coming today, so. Well, this is really exciting. We're lost in the desert mountains. Perfect. Yeah, this is my angry face. I'm sure you probably can't see me right now because we did successfully turn a 6-mile trip into, at this point, 15. Needless to say, we got lost. The only way I know to explain how I'm feeling right now is if you've never been lost in the desert, it's a very refreshing sound when you can hear, finally, can hear vehicles. Because that means you're at least kind of somewhere near civilization. So, yeah. At least we can hear cars now. I'm going to admit, never, ever, ever have I been so happy to see an interstate in my entire life. That means we're almost back. I'm not going to lie, that might have been the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life. But we made it. We're back in the car, in the Jeep. Oh, the light's going out.
So Rob tells me that he wants us to go to this cool place. There's hot springs. I'm all about it. Let's go. I don't even know where it's at. He says it's about... Maverick. Sit. Good boy. So he says it's about an hour and a half away. And I'm like, okay, cool, let's go. I said we probably should leave Maverick because we didn't know where we were going. We didn't know what we were doing. And, well... he convinced me. Because we love him and we like to take him places with us. He's our baby. So I get it. Because he has seen more of this country than probably most Americans, I would say, at this point.
I drove her there. Didn't really tell her where we were going because that's part of the adventure, right?
That's exactly kind of how that happened, actually.
So I like to find things to do and not really tell her where we're going until we get there because... that's part of the adventure and fun. But he did tell me we were going hiking, so at least I knew that much. Yeah. So there are a few things I would have done differently in retrospect. I probably would have done a little more research myself.
Me too.
We are pretty experienced hikers, but this is definitely not our element. We are in a totally different
environment.
Totally
different. Lost in the desert. I'm not used to the terrain, not used to the wildlife, not used to the animals, any insects, the plants, any of it. Desert.
Luckily, we did make some good decisions. We did bring plenty of food and water. We never were in danger of running out of either one of those. Although it goes through your head when you're lost and undetermined on when you're gonna find your way back.
That part.
So bring plenty of food and water. That's always a good idea. There's also apps out there, All Trails. I've heard of others that will let you know where you're at along the way, so you don't get lost like we did. It got dark on us. That didn't help the situation. That made us both a little uncomfortable.
So we were going to the Arizona hot springs, right? You never saw that, did you? No, no, you didn't. We forgot about that part. Well, you noticed that Rob was wearing the GoPro through the whole thing, and the GoPro battery only lasts about an hour, so you have to remember, Maverick's drinking water. You have to remember, my battery, we've probably been walking an hour. If not, you're not going to notice if you're the one wearing it. Well, we got that close and you saw us to the hot springs, but you never saw the hot springs. Once we got to that point,
literally around the corner, the battery dies.
Yeah.
Right when we get there.
But it was not, and we know because we remember that part of the trail. And it's probably okay that happened, though, in retrospect, because we told you at the beginning of this there could be skinny dippers. Yeah, there was a topless girl right there.
And there was.
And it was like, okay, all right, that's where we're at. All right, well, at least I guess we got a warning. But at this point, we're already at the point, well, y'all saw him carrying Maverick up the ladder. I was already a nervous wreck at that point. And I was already nervous, and then get up there, and it's like, we get up there, and my mind is not even though I feel a little bit embarrassed by the situation, at the same time, in my head, we've got to figure out how to get Maverick through this hot water, because when they say hot springs, it was hot.
It was hot.
And yeah, it was like almost hot tub hot, at least hot tub hot, I would say. And he's never been in water that hot, and I was nervous about it. It was deep enough for him to swim. He couldn't touch the bottom, but he does love to swim. Either way, he didn't like it at all. I could tell he didn't like it. He was not happy. So the GoPro had died. I did not have my phone out because I was worried about the situation anyway.
Well, there was another dog there as well.
Yeah, there was.
And Maverick doesn't do well on a leash around other animals.
Yeah, if he's by himself,
he just wants
great.
to bark
on a leash, I guess he feels like he's got to protect or something. I don't know. But yeah, so that was just a little bit, and that's about the point where I noticed we might be out here as it's getting dark. We didn't even stay through the hot springs. I wanted to. That was the whole plan, right? We brought swimsuits. We were going to be ready for it. It did not end up like we planned because, well, it just didn't. So by the time we got to the hot springs, I was nervous already. I told Rob, I said, we don't have time to stay because we don't know this land, we don't know the desert, and we don't need to be hot out here at night. And it was getting the time of day where you could see the sun, that it might happen. But then it did happen.
We got lost and then lost her.
Oh, gosh. We got
even lost her on the way out of there.
I'll put it this way. People that we have met that have lived here for 20 years did not know those petroglyphs were there and have been out there. Somebody that we know that works at the casino, he's been out there plenty of times. He didn't know the petroglyphs were there. That is how lost we were. And it was awful. Thankfully,
we took the scenic route.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily a bad thing.
It was a terrible thing.
We had fun.
For a little bit. until
It's
we
all-
realized we were lost. We did. We got lost twice. Not the twice that I saw you. I saw you lost number 1 before we got to the hot springs, and then I showed you lost number 2 after. Well, on that lost number 2, we walked a little ways, then walked back, and then walked another way. That was wrong too, and that's when we went back. So I think you could technically say we got lost 3 times. I just remember when I realized, I got in my head, knew we were going to be out there at dark. I hit panic mode at first, then mad mode, then I literally was having thoughts in my head while we were walking. They're going to find my dead body out here. That's what's going to happen. I made a video on my phone, which I've deleted since. I really did that while he was up there running away, and I'm out back there like, I'm going to die. They're going to find my body out here in the desert, and at least I'll make my last video. I don't think I ever told you that, but that totally happened.
We've made memories you'll never forget, no matter what. Even if you try.
Oh, but you know what? I guess the one thing the Army taught both of us was always be prepared. So, on a hike that was supposed to take us maybe 6 hours total, if that. Probably not even 6 hours. I think 4-ish hours is what it said, but depending on how long you stop. Well, I brought enough water for a whole day. Like, I brought at least, what is that, 3.5 quart Camelback for a supposed to be 6-mile hike, you know? So I went with plenty of water. I brought protein bars. I brought Slim Jims. I brought Maverick food. I brought a lot in my backpack that I was carrying around that you saw. But still, when you're in a I'm lost situation and you truly feel lost, like you are gonna die, like is what I really, really was thinking that. At least I would have had a couple of days out there with some food and some water. I really thought I was gonna die, I really did.
Made it. We're fine.
Alright, so at the point that we saw the first person, we had been lost for hours. It had been dark. And I mean, it was dark. So anyway, even though it was a crazy, terrible, awful experience, it was, looking back, hilarious, fun memories. It was not fun at the time, but it seems like fun memories now. But enough to where I would go back. I would go back. Knowing what we know now, knowing where not to go, we could go back. What do you reckon?
I got no regrets. No regrets. Actually, I wouldn't bring my dog.
No.
If I had it to do over again, I would probably leave Maverick for this one. I think we would have enjoyed it a little more without him. I don't think he had a good time by the end.
He did not. He was
really sore the next day.
He was done. He laid on the couch for 2 days. Guess that's going to be it for this episode, and we will see y'all later.